Okay, we're here. We're recording now. Okay, Max wants to say hello. Hi, come on, Max. You were gonna, hello, we're here. We are recording. Welcome. Make sure you drop in the chat that you're here. Let us know maybe where you are today. Where in the world are you joining us? Oh, yes. Hooray. It is a wonderful day if you make it that way. And what better way to make it a wonderful day than yay! The great big Y arms up to the sky, victorious or accepting or yawning and stretching and opening and allowing, just unwinding the down over desks and devices, tensions that we tend to get into. Oh, look, I found the Jump Back July calendar prompt for today is challenge negative thoughts, find an alternative interpretation. How about that? That's very good. I haven't been doing the Taming Your Tension Today episodes. We're on break until September 1st while I recalibrate, take care of some other things. So I haven't been tuned into these every day. I have to post it at my office. Slipped by this a lot slipped by this month because of the move and the upheaval, the home upheaval in the home. That is very disruptive, isn't it? Now, we're not just about isolated pains here in the Wise Vitality communities for pain-free productivity and performance, thriving lifelong, no matter what you choose to do. Being the best you as you move through. And as you can see behind, if you can see behind the Venn diagram of the WISE life formula, the WISE 3x3, our method for managing life with solid foundations instead of all of these healthy living practices and things you have to do, endless meal planning and this workout at this place and that workout with those things and this gadget and this guru. We set the foundations for healthy living. Okay, come on. Yes, Mr. Max has to make his appearance, spread the love to all around the world. That's right. Mr. Max knows it's all about love. And then we can go about our business. Can we go about our business now, sir? My co-host, my co-pilot, the love of my life. Yes, Mr. Maximilian, give it up for Maximilian. Yay, thank you. Thank you. The 6.5 white German Shepherd lap cat. He wants to be in my lap all the time. Yes, he does. Where was I? The formula. Yeah, setting the healthy foundation so that healthy living is more a part of you than another thing to do. Who wants more to do? I don't. Do you? No, 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 no. Let me move this off to the side so if someone joins, I can see it. I don't hear it and let them in for the latecomers. Tell us in the comments what you're drinking right now. Is it water? Is it delicious? Dark coffee? Mmm, tasty and delicious. I don't drink coffee because I need to have it. I've got to have my coffee. No, I don't need it. I start my day with water. Water, preferably with a little bit of lemon in it. Yes, great way to start that day. Big 20 ounces. Yummy. I make sure I drink at least 3 of those 20-ounce bottles every day. And that way I get the half my body weight in water from the other beverages and foods and things. I usually drink 4 of those anyhow, but some days you have to work at it a little bit harder. I had myself programmed at one job, and then on the days I wasn't at work, I wouldn't drink enough water because I was just programmed to do it in that work environment. So training ourselves to make these healthy habits a part of our patterns of going through life. You see, there's so many things that we do on autopilot that we're not even aware of anymore. I mean, look at this device we're on, Zoom. It was very complicated the first time. The computer, it was very complicated and overwhelming. It took some work to function. The phone, the car, the TVs now, even those can be complicated. The remotes, riding a bicycle, learning to swim, learning to walk, learning to sit up, learning to roll over. I mean, it was our eyes that led us until we could roll over, the writing reflexes of these skills that we build up from the time we're born. Some maybe even before. Yes, incredible adaptable beings we are, and I'm endlessly fascinated by it. And so the great news is, whatever state you're in, there's space for change. You can create change within you on a material level and on a quantum level. The things you think, the things you believe, create your reality. So I'm constantly reminding many of my clients to not think they're such a mess, they're such a wreck. Oh, my shoulder's so bad. Even just yesterday at the Symmetry Client Appreciation Party, symmetry4health.com, if you're not familiar with it, I'm going to be sharing more about that. It's a wonderful postural alignment reset movement therapy, corrective exercise, kind of in those in between spaces like my work. But it sets those foundations from which to move. I mean, there's fighters and there's athletes, and then there's just retired folks and folks with bad backs, and that aren't bad anymore. They're better. Yesterday, anyhow, back to my point. Yesterday, someone was asking me about something. This sensation he was having. He was like, "Is it bad or is it good?" And it's not bad or good. It's just a signal. It's a signal to get your attention, to pay attention in case it could be a problem. It could threaten your survival. It's something different that's going on. It doesn't mean it's good or bad or wrong. Those are all just ideas in your head. Those are all just judgments that you make about the observation. So the more we can practice curious inquiry, investigation, non-judgmental observation, just seeking to understand without applying all of these labels and possible diagnoses, self-diagnosis, and Dr. Google says my sky attic. People will go and look something up and come back with something new every single time. It's a thing. And then, of course, doctors, if they'll get you to do the imaging, they're always going to find something. That doesn't mean it's what's causing the discomfort in the first place. So with my work, there's a lot of confusion. There's always been a lot of confusion about me, about my gender, about who I am, about what I do, about why is she so weird. And now it's like, because I'm not a massage therapist, I'm not a personal trainer, I'm not just a health coach, I'm not chiro or physio or a doctor, I'm not a functional, licensed functional medicine practitioner, I'm not somatics of this, that, or the other. And so I'm in between in those areas. I have an integrative practice, drawing on multiple modalities with multiple qualifications and certifications and licenses. And I help people get results where other methods haven't quite created the success that you're seeking, just because of those subtle shifts in the way you're approaching something. It's not just so cut and dry and this is the protocol. We look at the individual and the entire health history and the current practices and the current psychosomatic, yes, mental, emotional well-being. What's going on in your life is going to be reflected in your body. Yeah. There's so much tension that we're not even aware that we're holding. A lot of times on the table, people will have their arm up when I let go of it, and it just stays there. And I'm like, are you aware of the tension in your arm right now? And they're like, oh no, and then they have to work to release that because it's on autopilot. Dr. Strangelove, it's just on autopilot, right? And we have these tensions. I get them in my hand too, because as a manual therapist, a lot of us, will have that just hard wired holding in our body that we're not even aware of it, which is why every day I talk about, not so much now that I'm on summer break until September 1st, but every one of those 555 episodes of Taming Your Tension Today were reminders to tune in, to just tune in, to not stop and do a meditation, which is wonderful to do. We don't all have time for that, but you can tune in an instant if you train yourself. This is about training yourself to tap in to your own resilient adaptability for pain-free vitality. Because if you nip it in the bud, it's like a weed. If you pull it before it infests the whole yard and chokes out the grass, then it's not so much of a problem. Same thing with pain. If you listen to that little signal instead of saying, oh, go away, I don't have time for this, then it builds up and it builds up and it builds up, and then you can't turn your head, and then you can't do your work, right? All because you ignored that tiny little niggling pain in the first place. Or you just popped pills, or you just, adapted so that you wouldn't have to deal with it. And now your hardwired adaptation is this dysfunction, which causes other adaptations, and it creates this whole chain. It zigzags up and down the body, which is why it's so important to tune into your feet, to free your feet, to feel your feet, to massage your feet, because you're ground up from the ground up, because it travels. Your neck pain might be starting in your feet, your foot function, right? If they're rolling in or if they're pointing out, and then that changes the knees, and then that changes the hips, and then that changes the back, and it travels up the spine, and it changes the position of your neck every single step, every single moment of your life. So tune in. Let's do the 3 keys right now. The 3 keys to reset anywhere, anytime. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And this can be a super quick practice, breathing. Smiling, that's key number 2, smiling, releases feel-good hormones, endorphins that actually change your state. So even if you're not feeling great inside, if you can smile, that will help change that. It will help uplift you just a little bit. It can be a melancholy smile, but the smile will still, I can feel it right now. The reaction's happening. Woo, feels good. The breathing, the smiling, and joy. Generate some joy. That's right. I can always think of Max, and it lights me up when I'm not feeling so hot. Yes, he is the joy boy. He is the joy boy. What is it for you? Maybe you want to drop it in the comments. What is it for you that lights you up anytime? If you're feeling sad, you can think about it's your kid or your grandkid, or a happy memory, or a vacation, or a pet, or a close friend, or a lover, or a partner, whatever it is. Ice cream cones. If you're really hot, maybe it's air conditioning, or laying in the Pacific Ocean. Who knows? What is it that can just light you, generate that joy? You are a joy factory. All right. So those 3 keys you can use as an extended practice. I think I'm gonna have to get rid of that W on the wall. I don't like it. Whoop, we tried it. We didn't like it. It's gone. There we go. And as I was saying before, I was distracted by that weird W, something my housemate had on the wall. I thought it's my initial, but I don't like it there. That's better. So the the weird W, the 3 keys to reset anywhere, anytime. They can be quick and simple, like that, right? That was a breathe, smile, and joy, right? That is a quick reset. You can also turn it into, a 30-minute, however long you want to do. I have my feet on a grounding pad right now from earthing.com. I have my palms up on my thighs, which is a good meditative, mindful, opening position, elongating through the spine and doing quick little kind of meditative. You can turn it into a meditative practice. You can use box breathing or any of the different breathing techniques. By turning my palms over and spread my fingers wide, then I can do the lion's. That was really good for dispelling anxiety. Just I love it. It's fun too. So that was a little tangent, but yeah. So you can turn this practice of the 3 keys to reset anywhere, anytime, into a more restorative practice, or you can just have it there when you need it. When something happens and you're like, okay, I can do this. I got this. You reset. Strong. Yes, just like the big why. You don't always have to lift your arms up to the sky. You might not have arms. You might not be able to lift your arms that high, but you can always do it in your mind's eye, right? If you're in a crowded conference room or something, everybody's getting laid off, you can just reset and then assume that position, that victorious, yes, I can feel it. Now, I have decades of experience practicing this, from high school athletics, using mental imaging, into School of Arts and the School of Dance, and all kinds of somatic practices and meditative practices and yoga and things. And so the more you introduce these, and from acting on stage, performance, live performance too, but using the mental rehearsal, Olympians use this, famous musicians, famous actors, people in, I guess, high-powered speakers, keynote speakers and CEOs use this. It's using the power of the mind to practice, to see yourself, to envision. I think Deepak Chopra said, expecting the best, or living into these are all different ways of describing the practice of well, I'm melding the practices now, I guess. Don't overthink it, Wendy. Just go with it. Just go with it. Go with it. Living into it. Whether it's a mental rehearsal of like free throws, or being on stage at Lincoln Center, or being in the Olympics, or winning that Spartan race, or just walking through Italy, imagining walking through Italy with no knee pain or no back pain or whatever it is that's got you down, right? You can start to live into the experience of pain-free vitality with your mind's eye. Just like you can do this if you're in a crowded room or on a bus or a train, you can still envision yourself doing that and kind of dispel that static from all of the people all around you. You can reset your state with these mental practicing. And you can also move out of pain without moving, by using the mind's eye, by practicing really feeling what it's going to feel like, what it feels like, being there now, being in that pain-free body, feeling how good it feels to do the things that you love, the things that you really want to do, the things that are pulling you through, that are motivating you to become pain-free in the first place. Just spending some time really indulging in those. See, that's a great thing to do with the 3 keys leading into this deeper practice. And see how you feel. How do you feel right now compared to how you felt at the beginning of the call? Yeah? Even if you haven't been breathing and feeling this as much as I have as I'm speaking about it, you're still feeling some shift. Yes. Some little notice. This today is all about noticing, introducing this most basic Some of my clients are like, but what's the exercise, Wendy? What do I do? Notice. That's it. That's your homework. Notice. Notice when you're holding your shoulder up. Notice when you feel that, whatever it is. Notice what were you doing right before that? What were you thinking about right before that? What had your day been that led up to that? Just notice. Get curious. Investigate. Be a detective of your dysfunctions. And that's the best way to change, to create change. Awareness unlocks the door to change. Attention moves you through toward that change. Then, of course, there has to be action, activation, and action. And that's the first two of the three phases, the pillar phases of the formula: attention, activation, and then adaptation, which is where we started this, which, could mean in order to close the door, you have to smooth the rug out. Or it could mean that you have to take a detour and take a different because that path washed out. Or there's construction on the road. Or your housemate moved out and left a hella mess all over. You have to adapt and manage in order to continue to be the happier, healthier you. You see? This is about being happier, healthier humans, come what may, day by day, by day by day. And it's constantly choosing to not feed into the automatic negative thinking, to not eat the whole box of donuts, to not go grab the bag of chips late night and sit on the couch and stay up watching violent things, eating an entire bag of chips, and then going to bed with all of that crap inside you and wonder why you wake up grouchy and eat a bunch of sugar immediately. So there's just these little, and why you didn't sleep well, right? So there's small, subtle shifts we can make on our journey through. And yes, I'm here to help you. I'm your goofy guide, your moving motivator. Let's see, maybe I'll pull up, let me see if all of the, let's see if this one's an edited version. I'm looking at the presentation to see if it's shareable right now, or if I would have to pull up a whole bunch of others. This one looks pretty good. This one looks pretty good. We'll do this one. And yes, let me screen share for you. What time is it? How long have I been on my monologue of 22 minutes? Okay. Let me know if you have any questions. Drop them in the chat, or if you're hitting the replay, drop them in the comments, or send me a DM on. And yeah, start a thread if you want to in the community. It is great to share and to grow together. Let me know what things you notice throughout your day that you're working on changing. Some just simple, small things. Maybe it's a negative thought, like you catch yourself always telling yourself you're too old or you're too fat, and you're working on reprogramming that, adapting to a new message. A new message. Where is the thing? Share. It's the big green button, Wendy. There, you just click the share button, and there it is. Boom and boom, and there we go. Yay, we are here. Let's see if I can make this, hide that, make that go away. There we go. Now I can see me. This is the presentation that I do for the programs, an introduction to the whys. Don't want that coffee to get cold before I finish it. It's really good right now. Let me have another sip. It's really good. Oh. Introduction to the no guessing, no gym, no gimmicks. You don't need external things. You are all you need to kickstart your pain-free vitality within you, and then you use the other complementary healthcare practitioners for support instead of depending on someone else to fix you, right? You're proactive and you look within. Welcome. See, even the little emoji has yay arms. Yay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. This is the life is an adventure. How are you moving through? Oh, rough and tough, smooth, easy breezy. And what do you think it's going to be like in the years to come? Some of you have probably seen this before, but it never hurts to go back through and think about these things again and kind of notice, are you getting older? Are you aging well? Yeah, that's I could, which one of those do you want to be, right? If it's the one on the left, I want to be the one pushing the wheelchair, right? So we're going to take a quick look at the three phases. I'm slimming these slides down. Yes, it's me, Wendy S. Wiseman, your goofy guide, your moving motivator, neuromuscular, myofascial. That means nerves and muscles and connective tissue, basically your body stuff, right? Pain relief specialist on those. And I was falling apart. I was active. You heard me mention 3-season high school sports. I worked closely with the athletic trainer, thought about that as a career, thought about physical therapy, went into photography, and then got involved in the School of Dance and body work, bits of body work. And I was a step aerobics teacher. I was a trainer, a group fitness instructor. And, then things happen in my 30s and my 40s. And next thing you know, I'm clinically, BMI rated obese. I was over 200 pounds, more than 60 pounds overweight and falling apart. The arthritis was terrible, neck pain. I couldn't sleep because of it. I walked with a cane, people. I walked with a cane in my 40s. And then I realized, oh shit, I'm headed for these horrible cancers and deterioration and surgeries. And I don't want that. I decided to change. I committed to being happier and healthier every year up to 50 and beyond. And so far, I am in the 55 plus range now and well on my way. I slipped a little bit. Your conditioning falls off a lot faster after 40, after 50, folks. So you got to stick with it. You got to keep these movement, which is why it's so good to integrate them into your living instead of depending on a gym or a class or depending on anything external. You integrate them into just who you are and how you move through life, because we have to keep up with it because it drops off a lot sooner and we don't have the same resilience we did in the years before. So now at 55 plus, I guide others in reclaiming vitality with these simple health practices. You can see in my face that just, I was helping others, because if I'd gone to work in a cubicle, I would have been even more depressed. But this was 2016, falling apart, and now fabulous at 50 plus, hooray, on my way to be my strongest ever at 65. One of the biggest things is for us to stop normalizing these pains. Like I was talking about earlier, that little niggling irritation that then we ignore and it builds up and it builds up. People are like, oh, my back just went out. I'm like, it didn't just suddenly go out. You've been building that imbalance for months or years or decades, right? That car accident you had when you were like, oh, I'm fine, and you didn't do anything about it. There was deeply locked guarding patterns that have affected you throughout the years or decades since you were fine, but you weren't really fine. And now you can't hardly move your neck because they've gotten so locked in, right? There could be traumas from your youth, from your childhood that have created these patterns that now, after all these years, have created these pains that seemingly come out of nowhere because we haven't been paying attention, because we've been grinding through, pushing through the pain. No pain, no gain. Oh, it's just a part of life. Oh, it's just getting older. Stop normalizing this deterioration and dysfunction, folks. It's time. I remember, now that I don't have that brain fog, I cannot believe that I used to think that was just how life was. I mean, you don't know until you know, right? And I'm here to help you. start to know. It's like supplements. It seems like they're not doing anything until you stop taking them. And then you're like, whoa, those were really helping. It's your choice. Do you want to be the stagnant poison puddle? Oh, ugh. No move. Ooh, no, thank you. I want to be the fresh, bubbling spring. Yes. Woo. Yes. Oh, it feels good. It feels good. Dismay or yay. I love that slide. Tension, stress, and pain are required for life from, conception, the sperm entering the cell wall, and cellular mitosis and division, and just the creating. It's how the nutrients get into the cells and the waste get out of the cells. Tension, stress, and pain are required for life on multiple levels. You have a certain amount of tension and stress right now because you're sitting up. They're required to move. It is the way we accumulate them and pile them on. We're stress hoarders. We never shake it off. Like, dogs get zoomies when they're excited. Zebras kick it off when they escape the lion. Other animals have the stress event. And then 30 minutes later, there's the rest and recovery. We just keep adding it and adding it and adding it and adding it. And we get addicted to stress. We normalize the pain instead of treating it like the signal it is to get our attention that something needs to be monitored or shifted or changed. Doesn't even need to be changed. It's just a signal to say, hey, something's a little different here. You might want to take a look at that. Without pain, people usually die pretty young because pain is incredibly important for moving through life. So stop ignoring them before they become horrible life-limiting issues and start into making just this movement, this pain-free vitality a part of your life. And a great way to do that simplifies things, because healthy doesn't have to be complicated and overwhelming and confusing. It's just set these simple health foundations from which to springboard into anything. The Wise Life Formula. 3x3, fun-loving freedom, yay! Move, meal, mind through the phases of attention, activation, and adaptation result in happier, healthier humans. Yippee! That's right. It's very exciting stuff. I love it. So here is the fun-loving freedom formula. Move more in more ways. It's that simple, folks. And, it also helps you do better at the gym workouts and the classes and the other activities you might choose to do, because you have the foundations with which you move well before you add a bunch of load and reinforce what we call training the dysfunction. When you have improper form and you're loading it and adding intensity, you're reinforcing that pattern, and your body is adapting to the dysfunctional pattern, which creates injuries, sets up stage for injury. So before I get into too many science and technical terms, or should I just go ahead and whip open this book, Movement System Impairment Syndrome of the Extremities, Cervical, and Thoracic Spine. Little light reading, thunk. Make your choice, folks. You can be one of the frustrated, feel old folk, or a happier, healthier human. It's your life, it's your decision, your choice. So, oh, look, this is still the Founders Special. Well, I guess if you're watching this, I will honor the Founders Special of 1, 2, 3, 4 for the first 5. If you respond, I guess it's now a weekend flash sale, because I just accidentally pulled this screen up instead of another one. There you have it. This is the 12-week transformation and ongoing 30-day cohorts, which I'm kicking off now for August. We're doing a challenge starting, is it next week already? Is it? Oh my goodness, it's next week already. Next Wednesday, the next 3 Wednesdays is a challenge that we are doing that you can join in on, and you can opt in for some coaching. This weekend for 7-Eleven, the membership for Freedom is down to $11 from $33. It'll be $99. Coming in September, $99 later this year, but it is down to $11 for the rest of July. 7-Eleven, that's right, super special. super special, jump in there. This is where we have the back pain solution, neck pain solution, shoulder pain solution, knee pain solution. Later this year is an elbow, or maybe next year, I don't know what his schedule is. An elbow pain solution is coming as well. And then I also have some foot training stuff coming and some natural ground-based movement explorations as well. So this is the training hub, the mid-tier community from our free, pain-free to the freedom, the barefoot vitality, and then the top tier of the Get Wise mastery. And be sure you grab your special habit tracker. We've got a clickable, fillable one and a printable one with actually, there's a bunch of pages with suggested habits to fill in. I can help you through that. If you have any questions, that's what I'm here for. The top, the best, the biggest, the most wonderful part of any of these communities is your access to me. I have over 3 decades experience with this stuff, moving through what's nagging at your physical body being, right? And if it's out of my scope of practice, I have a vast array of other professionals in my network, from NLP to tapping to acupuncture to assorted varieties of chiro to different focuses of physical therapists, tons of different personal trainers and nutritionists and therapists and guides, spiritual guides, Akashic record readers, you name it. And I can give you a trusted, qualified name to talk to. I can make the introduction to other professionals. So let's stop the share. There we go. Yay, I'm back. Hi. What'd you think of that? There you have it. Yes, right now I have the coffee. I'm looking for 5 case studies, sliding scale. You can have the 30-day accelerator or the 12-week transformation. Let's talk about it. How committed are you to moving through whatever is nagging you? How deeply do you need this wise vitality, pain-free productivity and performance that moves you to the next level, life and business? I specialize in founders over 40. I work with people in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and yes, I've got some clients in their 80s as well. Different considerations for every age range, as our bodies are physically different. The processes are different. There is resilience available to all. I work with some 20-year-olds that are in worse condition than some of the 70-year-olds I work with. And that is a sad state of today's device-dependent living. So how many hours do you spend on a computer, sitting there at your desk, stagnant? They talk about sitting is the new smoking. It's not sitting, folks. Ancient cultures have spent hours and hours and hours and hours sitting on the ground with their, hips and thighs folded in lots of different positions, right? Lots of different positions, moving their position, their hips, their knees, their ankles, their spine, constantly adapting. Whereas here, we tend to sit, I've got papers like lumps on a log. Right? So it's not that sitting is the new smoking. It's the stagnation I was talking about. Where's my thing? I sank in the stagnant poison puddle. So I'm back up. I'm back up on top now. Yay, it feels good to be back up here. That was quite a, that was a life's an adventure. It doesn't always take you to pretty beautiful places. Sometimes you are stuck in that stagnant quagmire, bogged down. Have you ever been in a bog? Have you ever been stuck in one? I was stuck in one. It was really scary. You're just sinking, and I couldn't pull my leg out or anything. And you have to, it's like quicksand. Thankfully, I had a friend with me that was more used to it that could guide me in shimmying, worming my way out of the sucky stuff, quite literally. And that's just a physical representation of how a lot of experiences in my life have been. Right? That was a real, actual bog I was stuck in. When I was a kid, I also was in the septic ditches they were digging in front of the house they were building, and got in there real quick and easy. But being a short wee one, I couldn't get out. It was slippery. It was a little bit muddy. I couldn't get out. It was scary. I was cold. I'd fall down every time I'd try to claw my way out. Prop some boards up and try to crawl out and fall again and hurt myself and cry and keep trying and keep going. And eventually I got out on my own without any help. It was not easy. It was not pretty. It was not fun. It was persistent, consistent, kind of like my business stage right now. I'm just about to get out of this ditch and it feels so good. I have so much to give, to share, so many people to help. And I truly do care. I used to say I have two problems in this world. It's that I'm too nice and I really do care. And then I was like, wait, there's three problems. I'm too nice. I really do care. And problem number three is that that's a problem in today's world. So let's change that. Let's create a world together as happier, healthier humans. You see, when we choose to become happier and healthier, come what may, with these tools like the 3 keys to reset anywhere, anytime. Someone says something shitty, you just, before you respond or react, right? You just use that, those 3 keys. There it is. And now maybe all you do is smile at that person and not fan the flames of the drama. Maybe you walk away. Maybe you can respond with caring and kindness in a way that dissolves the situation or creates a better outcome than would have been there in the first place. When we choose these tools for becoming happier, healthier humans, instead of constantly complaining about our back and, oh, I can't move, and then you don't move, then you can't move, and then it hurts to move, so you don't move, and then you can't move, and then it hurts to move, and it's that cycle, that vicious cycle. But when we choose to be like, okay, it hurts, but how does it feel if I make this tiny, tiny little adjustments? Is that a little better? Oh, okay. Add a little wiggle here. Okay, that didn't feel good. How about this other one again? Okay, there, that's nice. And that empowers you. That helps you feel better, or at least know more about what's going on. Even if it still hurts, it's probably not as painful of a hurting, right? With that exploration, it shifts things. And when we choose these little practices for being happier, healthier humans, come what may, even when it's not pleasant, on this grand adventure of life, where it's not always pretty, it's not always pleasant. As we make it through, we have these incredible stories of resilience, adapting to share, to uplift others because we care. And it ripples forth. And with each instance of us reinforcing this joy, living in joy, choosing gratitude, an attitude of gratitude, embodying joy and love towards self, compassionate, loving kindness towards self and others. Self and others. Too many of us will take care of others and not take care of ourselves. Yes. Self-care isn't some foo-foo spa day thing. It can mean tuning in from time to time. The more often you do this, the more automatic it becomes. You're training yourself every minute of every day, not just at the gym, not just on the mat, not just wherever it is that you go to do that. Start bringing it home, and that means within you. The wise vitality you seek comes from within. I'm just your goofy guide, your moving motivator here to inspire pain-free productivity for peak performance that moves you to the next level, life and business. Because as we know, health is truly wealth. And if you're busy building wealth without taking care of your health, it's going to take your wealth right back out of your pocket. Yeah. So let's go. Share this, invite more people to the free community. Consider joining the Barefoot Vitality Training Hub. These trainings are incredible, folks. They're not just pain pain relief, pain prevention, injury prevention. It's great as a warm up for the other activities you do. It's great for just living well in your body. Feeling better in your body. Who doesn't want that? All right. So I am so happy. I'm going to stop this and see if there's any, let me see if there's any questions. Nope, not yet. So drop those in the community, in the comments, on the replay, or hit me up in DM if you have something, and see if maybe you want to hop on a one-to-one insight call. Look for the link. I'll drop it on this. And meanwhile, make it a great day. Have a sensational social Saturday, or whatever day it is you're watching, whenever and wherever you are. Make it a great day. It's up to you. Make it a great day the wise way. And I'll see you soon. Yay.